Einen wunderschönen guten Abend miteinander. Hello everybody and bonjour. Ça va et toi? Today we're here. My name is Ostram and I have the wonderful Quincy with me and we will watch Absolute Frost Dawn playing versus Unicorn's Irgendöppis. Quincy was already deep in the analysis part. What did you find out, my friend?
Hello, nice to be here again for a second time. Hope there will be many more in the future. And yeah, you mentioned it, right? I did some research on the teams and found that we should have at least a clear favorite on paper. Unicorns Irgendöppis sadly do not seem to be one. But our other team, of course, seem to be very strong. Absolute Frost Dawn is their name, and judging from the solo queue records, at least they are the favorite. But what we all know from, or what I at least know from casting competitive League of Legends for 7 years is, it doesn't have to mean a whole lot. It can be very misleading if you only judge the solo queue records. In the qualifier I casted, they didn't look that bad, so I hope that the Unicorns will perform today as well.
Exactly. Yeah, the elo, or like the individual rank, let's be honest here, it usually is a big part. Like if you just smash your lanes, for example. I mean, I'm a jungle main. I know the feeling. If all my lanes just win, then yeah, there's basically no skill for me involved. All I have to do is hover them and make sure the opposing jungle cannot really do anything, and then you just win the game. But we also have the 5th and 6th, English is hard, seed today playing against each other. So on paper, this should be the closest game that we have. I think all the other games so far have been a 2-0, so not like 3 games, but only 2 so far, right?
I mean, there might be a little bit of a curse, right? I mean, it could still be that the 5th against the 6th team also ends up in a 2-0. However, I mean, also what I see from the solo queue records of the teams is that they, on the side of Arctic, Absolute Frost, Arctic is kind of the turtle name, Absolute Frost Dawn, is that they also play many roles in solo queue, which is not very good if you're a competitive player. I mean, it's good for you as a person in general to just get the knowledge of multiple roles, right? But if you do not really specify within one role, it can backfire, of course.
Yeah, it can dog fire for sure. I heard dog fire. I was like, wait, what is he talking about? I think
No, that's not dog fire.
Honestly, I wanna quote my best friend Marv here. Like, okay, but in competitive terms, he said every not main role jungle and support is a better jungler and support anyways, What do you think about that statement? So he basically says if he is playing solo queue and his, his support is basically a mid lane main, then it will be better than a support main.
I'm not sure. I mean, within the elo I'm playing, I would disagree, but Marv is also playing like a decent elo, and I'm not, so what do I know? I mean, I maybe hit Platinum if I queue up after the broadcast and win 2 games. I think it might be true on higher elos, especially considering the support role. For jungle, I actually want to disagree with that, because jungle has like a lot of inside knowledge, I would almost say. With support, it's for an AD carry main, for example, pretty obvious what the support is doing, but because you basically spectate him 60% of the game.
Exactly. Okay, I've gotten the invite. We will also maybe do it via a draft link. So it will look a little bit scuffed probably, because I wasn't prepared for that, I mean where is the info when you need it? Where's the info? Where is anything?
I don't know. Can you maybe redirect the invite to me, because I haven't got one yet?
Yeah, I will give you an invite for the lobby, and I will make sure to set everything up. But talk about some interesting things, Mr. Crincy Lucas, while I'm setting up that stuff.
What can I say? I got invited and instantly moved to the spectator department within the lobby. That's new. That wasn't the case like for some seasons ago. I remember there was a lot of rearranging going on just to make it possible to even get into the lobby, and I'm glad that Riot improved that experience for all the amateur or semi-professional casters out there. That's a very nice one that they did for us, doing us a solid. And I got a draft link sent to me by one of the admins, which means we must go through the draft tool. And if you need help arranging this, I can help you, because I have produced some shows as well, right?
Wait, you have?
Yes.
Crincy, sellout time.
Multiple talent. Multiple talent.
Sellout time, yeah, he knows how to do that. But yeah, we will do in-game after all, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I can do the narcissistic asshole kind of move, right? And just flex with all the stuff I've done within the years in productions. English casting for VCS, right? German casting for Uniliga or Prime League Div 2 or Div 1 broadcast even once or twice. And also on the production side, right? There was like one team that's currently playing in Div 1 in Prime League, that's Kaufland Hangry Knights. When they played in Div 3, when they were like new, they looked for producers. And I was one of them. And observing, right, is also very important, right? We will use Auto Observer for our little tournament that we are casting right now, because, I mean, that's like
No, that's a
something...
lie.
No, that's a lie?
I do
You
some
will actively
observing
observe?
sometimes. Yeah, for sure.
Ah, okay. So, how do I frame this nicely? I hope we don't miss any kills. Because
never
solo
did.
observing is kind of hard. It
Nah.
really is.
Not if you have ADHD like me.
You would think so. You would think so, but you can easily misclick, right?
Nah, I don't do a lot. I usually hit the F buttons for vision sometimes, or if I want to look at stacks or something. Sometimes I even do the cardinal sin of hovering over an item, you know, while we talk about it, so the viewers can look at the stats or something, if nothing else is going on in the background. But I agree with you, less is more sometimes. And maybe you will love me, I don't zoom out like all the way, and then you can see all the edges and all the black things, you know, all the black borders and stuff, because I hate that when you only use like a third of the screen or something.
Yeah, you should zoom out a little bit, but not too much, right? You know the drill, right?
Exactly. Of course I know the drill.
Control-Shift Y on the German keyboard. I think it's Control-Shift Z on the Swiss keyboard layout, because the that is letter that's on the lower left, right? Yeah, you press that and then you use the mouse wheel, but just a little bit.
Ah, perfect. So, talking about good stuff, we will see a lot of target bans here. I mean, the Veigar, you looked at the OPGG a lot more in detail, but I have seen a lot of Veigar. Like, for example, I'm honest here, if I was playing, I'm not sure if I would ban the Veigar, because honestly, I feel like you can handle him, you know, even the one-trick Veigar. I mean, it's Veigar, right? But, well, Absolute Frost will ban it away.
I understand it, actually, because you just want to take away the biggest comfort of them, right? I mean, you are the favorite here. You could leave it open because you just assume to smash early game, right? And the game is very snowbally since wall quests are in, right? So you could actually go this route, but why take the risk, right? Just ban the Veigar, ban the Corki, most played champion of Fiesta by far. He has 42 Corki games. The next champion he has is Caitlyn with 9 games. So that's a very big comfort difference if you just ban Veigar, Nidalee, Corki, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, exactly. I had the same discussion a lot when we played against the Soraka one trick that had like, I don't know, 1,000 games on Soraka, and we decided to leave it open because we told ourselves, hey, we know how to handle a Soraka, right? So, and see, then there are champions like Mundo. Can you handle the Mundo? I don't know, it's a really strong pick right now.
It is, but it's usually not picked that early, right? Because you can still counter it. On another note, you can still flex it, right? So you can't really hard counter it. You could pick a Trundle, for example, for the jungle. Or if it goes top lane, you can just log in Gwen or Fiora or Vayne top lane even, or Varus top lane even. I mean, lane Mundo has many counters, jungle Mundo has some counters, I would say.
Disney! The power of Disney! Roar, dragon and stuff. That's not the Shyvana rework I was looking toward to seeing, but... I mean, here we are.
Is she enabled, by the way? Because she's disabled in LEC and LCK. That's actually a good question, right?
I think she's not yet. It's 2 weeks.
Not yet disabled, you mean? Not yet enabled, you mean? So she is disabled.
No, she is not available currently. That's.
Yeah, she is disabled.
It's like the 2-week rule here. That is the same for pro play. Now, anyways, we have basically we have Shyvana at home. Looks at our bot lane here for Unicorns Irgendöppis.
I mean, Smolder Nami doesn't sound too shabby, right? Smolder is surprisingly strong in laning phase. It's really like the mid-game way is not that good. And the Navi at least guarantees that he has some sustain in the lane and that he can farm to his stacks. I don't think they will like out-pressure the Aspen Nautilus because they're all in. It's very disgusting, right? But I think it's a lane that can at least survive the laning phase relatively easily.
That is true. The thing is, I have cast relatively a lot of Smolder when I was casting Bobos and stuff last season. And I have to say, don't get me wrong, Smolder is a great champion, but, you know, you can throw away everything that I just said. His range is just terrible, I feel like. For an ADC, his range is just not there. And then I feel like you're forced into a kind of death ball composition is what you can call it, I guess, you know, with really good engage that enables your ADC to auto-attack a lot. And I mean, against Ezreal, for example, he can just arcane shift away, stuff like that. I don't see them just going, a Classico would be Jarvan, Orianna, Malphite, stuff like that. But now they went ahead and picked the Echo. I think that's an interesting one, but also a strong pick.
It is a strong pick, especially in side lane, right? And it's usually like an answer into something like Syndra or Orianna, right? You just win the side lane eventually. You will take the L in the laning phase, but you can still farm decently up, and then you have all-in kill windows, while the opposition doesn't. So the Echo is very interesting to lock in that early, but they can ban away some counters, right? And Talia, for example, cancelling a lot of dashes from him. Syndra ban is kind of weird for me, I would say, but they just assume it's a jungle Echo, right?
I would think so. I mean, since
Bans
the...
say as much.
Okay, there's the Malphite already. They listened to me. They were like, yeah, we need something. Now the problem there is it's probably top lane Malphite because it's probably Echo mid lane. And yeah, the top lane Malphite can be stuck in the side lane and then you're kind of missing your engage. I think it's funny. The Unicorns Irgendöppis comp, I have so many... yeah, this is good, but... on paper, it's good, but if you play around it, well, okay, that is not a split pusher that will keep him stuck in side lane with the Ornn picked. That is more or less okay, let's bring it then. Let's play the team fight. And suddenly, I like the Smolder a bit more here.
Yeah, same actually. I was expecting to for us to just lock in like Aatrox or something to just counter the Malphite in lane. It's also one of the picks that Etona is playing before, so that's what I would have assumed there. Well, actually, not Etona. It was Simonstre, and Simonstre is not within the lineup. That explains it a little better. Etona actually is not an Aatrox player. He could have played something like Ambassador, for example, which could have worked, but he's also jungle main. I'm getting so confused.
Okay.
Either way, they locked in Victor as a last pick, and that's just they just play like a solid teamfight comp, right? Just frontline top jungle, mage mid lane, AD carry in the AD carry position. Nothing too special over there.
Oh, this is spicy. Jesus Christ. Okay. Technically, we still have the options of having an Echo top lane, or Yasuo top lane, or Malphite top lane. On paper, all three work. Is there a world where... No, there's no world where we don't play Malphite top, right? Right?
We play Malphite top. We also play Yasuo mid lane, I would assume, because Yasuo sounds decent into Victor. You just can windfall so much of his kit. Not the Q auto tech, that doesn't work, but the initial laser should be blockable. So I would assume the Yasuo to just go in the mid lane and be able to really do nasty things with the Victor, because the hard part of a Yasuo lane is usually like pre-6, but Victor isn't that strong before his first augment as well, right? He needs the 100 stacks for his Glorious Evolution passive to get the E upgrade, and he doesn't have that in the early game. So Yasuo can actually survive the laning phase.
I'm reading chat. You're talking about augments, and then I'm reading Aura Mayhem, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is happening right now?
Victor is one of the future that actually has augments without Mayhem.
Yes, exactly.
That's why he's so broken. Yeah,
exactly. Oh, perfect.
Imagine if you got like Mayhem augments instead of like Glorious Evolution augments.
Now that's
nice, no?
Now that would be, that would be amazing. Now talking about amazing things, you're looking at both team comps. Now, okay, first I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say, if Absolute Frost is just playing it normally, is playing good League of Legends, I feel like they should just win on paper. But then Unicorns Irgendöppis has 1,000 X factors. This Echo could get fed super easily and then just take the game. Then there's Yasuo, he can get fed easily and then just take over the game. Or look, it's even Shyvana at home, can get fed and take over the game, right? So, Crincy, what do you think?
I really like the website composition on scaling focus, I would say, because Smolder will eventually just outscale anything because he has like infinite scaling, and he actually plays into a lot of frontline. Like usually Smolder has trouble to play his role if he plays into like divers. Like if the Smolder had to play against the Echo, against the Yasuo, against the Malphite, for example, it would be horror. But he basically just has to respect like Nautilus hooks as the primary engage, because you don't want to primarily engage with the Call of the Fortune from the on. So the Smolder actually has a pretty easy sailing if he actually gets towards his stacks, and that's what Frost has to handle beforehand.
Yes.
I actually think they could handle it beforehand. As we Nautilus sounds better in the early game. If they land one hook early, it's basically easy sushi for them if they hit the Nami or just a dead dragon if they actually hook the Smolder. Mid lane should be
right?
a good matchup if once the Victor has the 100 stacks. And the Ornn is actually quite decent, or like around this mid-game phase, right, where he hits level 13 and they get the free extra components and stuff. I know that you think they are kind of overrated, but they're better than nothing, right? So I think around the mid-game, we should see Frost either pulling out decently ahead, and if they can't do that, then they would just lose. And if I see the staff chat correctly, the higher seed is actually Unicorn's Irgendöppis, so something must have been going wrong for Frost on this notion, I would say.
Exactly. Yeah, I just checked the spells real quick because Mundo and Ornn are basically the wrong way around. You know, if you paid close attention, you saw the smite being in the Mundo's hands, and now
Yeah, it's Mundo jungle.
Yeah, it's Mundo jungle. I mean, Ornn jungle is viable technically. Same for Malphite and everything, you know. But
Yeah, but why would you play that if you have the alternative and the other option, which is just better, right?
exactly. I mean, it
You
depends
couldn't
on the
play it, but why
matchups.
should you?
Depends on the matchups, as always, you know. Man, I'm still a bit sad. When I played competitive, I was always the throwaway thing. You know, you first picked something, and then the laner was like, "Well, I don't want to play it now because of the matchup." And then they looked at me like, "Hey, Ostrom, you want to play that?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." But
But I will. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, skin battle time. You know, if the loading screen is still up, then I will always take a second for us to have a look at it. I mean, Smolder without a skin, that's a bit weak, right? That's a bit weak,
It
honestly.
is. He also has decent skins, right? Despite being such a new champion. Like this Warring Kingdoms one, or whatever it is, looks pretty good. I have a technical question to you, by the way. Do we like synchronize, or do we just fast forward to the live?
I mean, depends
your
if
preference?
my
We will see.
I bet you're in game already, so
I am. We are at 1 minute. I think if it takes too long, yeah, we just should not do that. If you load within the next 30 seconds or so, you can just fast forward.
yeah, okay. You can spoil us if something amazing happens. I think I have never seen that Echo skin, by the way. But Prestige Darkstar Malphite kind of cancels out Smolder not having a skin here. Okay, I'm finally in game, and I think I will just take my time to go forward.
Yeah. We didn't miss anything aside from Smolder using Barrier in a trade. There's also
Okay.
like Boxer landing a hook and hitting it.
Okay, yeah, I think we will see that in like 2 times or 4 times speed in just a second. Yep, we see the hook on bot lane. That was a good trade, though. Yeah, that was a good trade indeed.
Yeah.
On
What
bot
we
lane.
feared.
And now I'm live.
Unicorns. Nice.
Perfect. Guys, real quick. Absolute Frost Dawn on the blue side, playing their first Swiss round in the Alpine League beta season, playing against Unicorns Irgendöppis on the red side. We have talked about the draft, we have talked about the teams, and now it is up to the execution, to the hands on the keyboard and the communication. I hope you're all having a wonderful Easter Monday, and I know that this game will make it so much better. Both teams have been cooking, as we can read in the chat, and may the better team win this one.
Yeah, may it be. And we see already like a nice CS lead in the top lane, right? We just saw him missing a CS, but other than that, still looking good for Leo on the Ornn against Praxas on the Malphite. Small lead, of course, for the Ornn, not that relevant, but it's definitely nice to have, especially since he has a Living Forge passive, right? He can craft items in the lane itself, already got the Negatron cloak, so any poke that comes out from the Malphite side with a Seismic Shard will probably not matter that much.
Exactly. Now, talking about the mid lane matchup, is the lane going the way you expected it to go? Because I personally, to me, oh, hold up. Ooh, nice sidestep in bot lane. To me, Yasuo is always like a two-edged sword, and I don't say that because he has a katana and stuff, but I feel like on paper he's a melee champion, and until he can all-in people, he shouldn't really do anything, but here we are, and look how the lane is going.
And what I mentioned in draft is that Victor isn't really a champion either until he has the 100 stacks, so them going even is not that big of a surprise to me. And he's also like a fake melee champion, the Yasuo, I mean. Because he already has like these 2 stacks on the Steel Tempest, then the third one is a Tornado, which is de facto ranged. And also the cast before it, they have like a little bit of range, right? Like 300 units or something. And he's very mobile, he gets the shield from the Wanderer passive. He is not a fully melee champion, I would say.
What do you think about the choice of runes here for Flex?
No, Grasp of the Undying is unusual. I would expect usually fleet footwork, but he apparently likes to have this extra HP in the laning phase to get it permanently stacked against the Victor. It's probably not the most efficient way to go if you go like to the highest level of play, but that's not where we are, right? Just build what you're comfortable with, and I think this could be good for him to just have that extra bit of survivability later on. He is missing out on a bit of damage though.
Does it trigger on the tornado and stuff? Because it does trigger on hit effects, right? So
I think it should, yeah.
I mean, then it seems like a solid choice, right?
At least on the usual queues, yeah. And on the tornadoes, I think as well. If they in general poke on hits, then yes.
Meanwhile, in chat, I get smart shitted. I get smart shit. Yeah, that's what we call it, right? Meanwhile,
smart chat.
Smart chat.
To
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
as well. Bot lane, Fiesta flashing away and using the heal there, and boy, still had the. Oh god! Suddenly there's explosions and action everywhere. Jesus Christ, I can't keep up with this one. But yeah, okay, Flex, no more flash. Fiesta, no more flash. That's
you
it.
cannot keep up with this one. I thought we could solo observe. I thought it was hard and you disagreed. Now you see the reality. Either way, bot lane looking good for the Eswell side, especially the farm department, right? A full wave ahead by now. Top lane also
smart chat again.
very much ahead. 20 CS between them without any jungle attention, right? Jungle attention was towards bot lane from both sides. Or a little bit towards mid side to get Flex's flash away. But I make business on the Victor also had to use teleports, so it's not the end of the world, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, Ornn does have some kill pressure in certain ways, but in the end, yeah, I don't think they will be killing each other relatively soon. I mean, Washed and Aware might just put my words back into my mouth, and nope, he will not. Liu is just standing there menacingly.
Yeah. But was he washed or was he aware in this situation? It's what we
Both.
need to discuss later on. Either way, he's aware of the control ward and instantly clears it away. Echo, of course, with the phase dive, can do that very quickly and instantly go towards the Scuttle Crab.
Exactly. Yeah, mid lane looks like a permanent back and forth, but yeah, that's just how the... Yeah, there was the trigger! Look at it, there was the trigger, let's go, it does work!
Worth. He's
Flex
just
is
better.
onto something. I mean, if Ahri can play it, you know, into certain melee matchups, then why not play it as a melee matchup into the Victor, right?
Because Victor's not melee. That could be the reason. Either way,
Yeah, but you
seems
are,
to be going
you are pseudo range,
okay for him.
you know? Or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't have more range than the Victor. with Ahri to melees, you have more range than your position.
Yeah, but see, just hit the tornadoes using the ult there just for some poke damage. I think Flex knew there that he will not get a kill, but you get the kill threat, because now I make business is low and will have a hard time staying, but it can maybe also be used for a bait, because Mundo is right around the corner. Meanwhile, bot lane, Fiesta is flapping forward, the flash there from Boxer. Look at all those ults flying, Fiesta dropping low, using the barrier, and Wowo also looking kinda low here, the flash not doing anything, and the hook into the Mystic shot. Beautiful stuff there, and this looks amazing for Absolute Frost.
Absolutely amazingly played by Boxer especially. Right? The flash dredge line to connect the first hook and then to just hit the second one close to the end of the trade where the first kill was already applied and Wowo actually gets both of those kills. Very, very nice play from the bot lane of Absolute Frost Dawn, and they are already pulling far ahead.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit triggered by Mundo never going mid lane here, because man, to me Flex without flash just looks kind of free. But hey, maybe Boxer will make it work. Oh no. Oh boy, that is the third kill here for our friends. And the Malphite coming in, but Washed and Aware also here. CC is coming through, first kill onto Wowo. Now Proxos flashing out, Washed and Aware. He will heal back up with his Chrono abilities. Proxos trying to front line, but there is nobody with damage to follow up. And Washed and Aware jumping in, he will pay the price. And now Fiesta and Healsloth, they are here, but they are a little too late.
Yeah, and Wowo kind of got absolutely crushed by a very predictable, unstoppable force, but it's probably okay for him as his team got away with all these cleanup kills. It was a 3-for-2 at the end of the day, but the Unicorns used TP while Leo was just chilling on top lane, getting a plate, getting another wave in. It's now almost 40 CS ahead. And that's not worth the shutdown of Wowo for sure. Especially now that Victor got 2 takedowns, which means 40 lowest evolution stacks. He is now very much a champion.
I'm so not sure how to feel about this Ornn in the top lane, because on paper it's just an Ornn, right? But he will have a full item soon, and maybe then he can try to solo pressure Proxos or something? I'm not sure yet. But talking about full items, we have a certain item in the jungle, and I don't get to talk about that because Fiesta is getting hooked again. Boxer playing out of his mind. I don't think there is a single world where Fiesta gets out of this one. His fate was sealed with the hook.
Yeah, it absolutely was it. Fiesta might have this name, but he isn't getting to party anytime soon in this game. With Wowo taking his 3rd kill of the game, Boxer the one to deliver it to him. At least there's a consolation prize, right? The Unicorns Irgendöppis are getting 1 Drake for themselves. And I don't worry about this Ornn all too much. He will definitely just be... And that's the teamfight menace, because he's so over-farmed compared to this Malphite. Very soon to hit his first big item, while the Malphite is struggling to hit the 60 CS mark, which is definitely not where he wanted to be initially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. He will probably get... No, he doesn't get his full item yet. So wait, how do both junglers have their full item before Leo on top lane? I mean, to be fair, the junglers don't have their boots fully bought yet. It's only the tier 1 boots and even the free ones. So yeah, we junglers know how to cheat money, basically, you know, cheat the system.
Activation?
Yeah.
Yeah. For legal reasons, this was a joke.
Exactly.
Either way, you kind of answered your own question, I would say. I mean, it's the upgraded boots. They're quite expensive, right? More than 1k already spent for Leo on the Mercury threads. That's why he doesn't have his Hollow Radiance finished yet. Now he gets another cannon. He should be very close to finishing his item. And he also doesn't have the excuse that he has to recall, right? He has the Living Forge, but he can just craft the item on his own. He just needs the money for it. And he needs a little bit more. He's sitting on like 500 around right now. So maybe 1 more wave or 2 and he will have his item finished.
Exactly. Yeah, we junglers just know what is important, and of course helping out your bot lane is kinda important, but Washed and Aware is very well aware that he has been seen because of this ward. So while I have to agree it is a nice try, technically on bot lane, if your bot lane is getting pushed in so much, you have to expect a ward in this tribush, and thus, yeah. The gank will not really do anything, but at the same time, your entire jungle is farmed, so that's totally fine. At the same time, I see 3 blue HP bars in the mid lane, and Flex can just walk out of this one, also has flash up.
He does, but he also maybe gets denied a minion, but he doesn't even get that. So Flex is kind of fine. Flex is also maybe like the saving grace on the team of Unicorns Irgendöppis, next to Washed and Aware, who also got very decent kills in this river fight we have seen earlier. I think those two are the backbone of the team for now, at least. And I think that Frost knows this. They definitely try to camp the mid lane a little bit more. Yasuo is a champion. The counterplay to Yasuo basically is that you have to gank him a lot. He's auto-pushing because he has to use the Steel Tempest on the wave, and this will lead us in the wave being pushed.
Can we get a kill? Can we get a kill? I make business dropping low. Mom also coming in. Never mind, it is the tidal wave, of course. I am confused, so is I make business because he's dead. And Boxer, you are having a hell of a game, my friends, but can you get out of this one? Washed and Aware is chasing you down, is using all spells at his disposal, but there is the Iron Solari keeping him alive, and Washed and Aware, you have to watch out for the way! But now the turret will finish the unfinished business. The chrono break there was absolutely massive. And it was not respected at all.
I respect Washed and Aware a lot, though. Gotta say that he still gets Boxer before he dies is very impressive for him. 4-2 now on the scoreboard, but Etona was also ready to just finish him off. So at the end of the day, the play looked cooler than it was actually effective, but it still looked very, very cool. I have to give him that.
Oh, okay. So what does that mean?
The play looked very cool and it was very good from Watched and Aware, but was it really worth? That's actually debatable, I would say.
But is he aware if it was worth or not?
I think he is. I think he's a good player. And much better than me, of course. And we saw the bot lane gank attempt, right? You kind of call it, right? He didn't have time to do anything efficiently either, right? And also he was in a poor situation because bot lane was pushed in. Also, the gank setup from a Nami is okay-ish, I would say. Not the best in the world, right? You have to hit either Tidal Wave or Aqua Prism. And then you have a little chance to do something there. But of course, Movo and Boxer were able to respect the gank because they also were aware.
Exactly. Now, with both junglers not really setting up any ganks, I think we have some time to discuss items here. Is there anything you want to comment on, or do you just agree with every first full item?
Actually expected Leo to go Hollow Radiance, but he actually went for Wukong, which in its tankiness itself is probably better. He definitely found the right item there. He just won't die at all to the Malphite, to the Echo. Maybe the Yasuo or Smolder can kill him late game, but the way the game is currently going, there won't be any late game, so he's fine.
Okay, hold up. The bot lane, will we have some more business dancing around the slow and stun field? And I make business, he will just somehow dance out of this situation, so, you know, he is ready for some ballet if needed. And meanwhile, Liu is taking the first turret, which should free him up to come and help his team, so now he's finally unleashed. And I'm wondering, where will this go now? Oh, okay, this minion, this was a Spielverderber, as we like to say in German.
Yeah, very much was. And we see Herald already taken. Leo could have roamed towards a potential player over there, but he didn't even need to because it was already soloed by the Mundo. He was using streamer mode, but we all know it's Etona, so don't kill us there. And Drake is up. So now there's a chance even that Leo walks away by feet towards this dragon and just TP's top lane to answer the wave.
Wait, I was so worried here for him. He face checks and he just walks. He just walks away.
It's a Nautilus. Don't worry about him.
I mean, Nautilus can be. Wait, am I mental? I know there are some supports like Alistar with Unbreakable Will or Leona with her W. They can get tanky, but Nautilus, I feel like he's made out of paper.
I think yes and no. He is tanky in general for support, but he's still a support, is what I would say. Because that's why Leona, for example, counters Nautilus, right? Because Nautilus usually wants Glacial Augment or Aftershock or the other thing. What is it? No, it's just those two. But you need to CC someone first to Aftershock, right? To get the proc off. And Leona outrages him with Solar Flare and can just CC the Nautilus before he gets the spell off. And then the Nautilus is surprisingly squishy for a champion that looks that tanky, right? Or for a Nautilus played in other roles. So he is squishy compared to what you maybe expect of him, but he's still a lot tankier than, for example, a Nami.
Like, I'm 100% sure Echo could have full comboed him and took away like a third of his life or something.
Yeah, a third, but who does the other 2/3 then? Like, Smolder is not that fast at killing somebody, and Nami is not killing anyone at all.
No, but you just do it for free, right? Because why
you
not?
could have chunked him a little bit, that's true, but he was not close to death or anything, or using a summoner spell.
Exactly, but he just face checked. Anyways, enough blaming Watched and Aware. He might not be aware how broken I think his first item is. And I think he goes straight for the Robodons next, so maybe he is aware that a lot of AP will mean a lot of damage, and damage is better than Schaden, as we all know. Now Flex, again, it looks like he's all inning and doing stuff, but in the end, I think it's also the boots doing a lot of work there, plus his passive.
Whose boots do you mean?
Flex's boots, because you get the little AP shield, right?
Yeah, but do they much against Yasuo? I mean, the E is the magic damage, right? So it actually does something. Yeah, you have a point there.
No, I mean, Flex can just aggressively jump into I make business, and he doesn't really get too much damage. You know, that's what I'm a bit confused
the
about.
chain lane squash shots. Yeah, sure. Yeah, he doesn't really take damage. You have a point.
But he will walk into the mid lane. I Make Business has teleport up, so technically he could join as well, but I think we have a team fight ahead of us there. Proxas does have the flash in theory to join here, but so far we only have the Mundo to slowly chew away on. Now, yeah, the Herald will also be taken, but meanwhile, on the bot lane, the red turret has been destroyed, so I don't think that one was worth it, Chief. And also Leo is knocking on the top lane door at the same time.
That's just a skill difference between the top laners. Maybe that he just gets to push this freely, but Bobo might be in trouble.
He might be in big trouble here. All the CCs getting used, the tidal wave as well. Mundo doesn't care about the tidal wave though. It is Boxer and Mundo in the face of our three heroes here. Fiesta needs to deal damage. Washed and Aware also had to move out, has everything on cooldown right now. Meanwhile, top lane also fighting a little bit, but back to mid lane. Healslove doing a defensive, eating a lot of damage and then using a defensive flash and the heal. So a lot of summoners burned, but not really a kill to be found.
Yeah, not a kill to be found, and I think that Frost is very happy with that. We saw earlier, right, that the Herald push kind of got denied. They only got the tier 1 to it, and then they kind of had to use it defensively and wide out of it, because otherwise they would get in trouble too much. But in the meantime, I Make Business on the Victor actually did business and finished off the bot lane auto turret. And got some more farm on him. He's already on 300 plus stacks on the Victor, so soon to hit all the 4 ability upgrades on it. And the comp from Unicorn scales very well, but they might have picked a bit too much scaling and not enough agency for the early game.
I'm also super confused about Yasuo sometimes. Like some games, when I see a Yasuo, suddenly out of nowhere, like for example here with the tidal wave or with the unstoppable force, you find a good ult and he combos and he just deletes everybody. But then in some other games I also see a Yasuo with the same items and his support's basically finding the same setup and he ults and then he just explodes. So I think it's all up to the reaction as well. And talking about reactions, this looks like a 20-minute Nasher. We're thinking about it actually.
They are, but they really shouldn't, I think, because the damage towards the Baron is kind of mediocre, I would say, but they have an S-related carry. It's not like they have like a hyper carry bot and the Cassiopeia in the middle or something. It's S Victor, which is not bad, but not great either. The Mundo can, in his fairness, tank it up pretty well, and for jungler, his damage is kind of okay. But an early Baron would seem way too risky, to my experience. Yeah, the Klong is coming out, 5,000 gold in the lead, Team Frost Dawn. And also like some ornaments are there, right? One on himself. He didn't really finish 2 other ornaments, but he could if he really wanted to, and gets close to his teammates, which he should do very soon. The Drake is up.
The Ornhorn is getting called. We see a lot of DDs here, but Healstuff will be the first to be sushi now. Fiesta will also be made into a leather bag, and here Watched and Aware. Yes, you can get 1, but how much more can you get? I don't think you can get any more kills unless you get out like a true hero. But it's so hard. Mundo will run you down and kill you if he pleases to. And basically, our blue side here, our friends from Frost, are doing a great job.
They absolutely are. I was mentioning in draft that they need to have a very good mid-game lead to really finish off this game. But they absolutely do, right? Now 6,000 gold, the lead. They got their second dragon of the game for themselves. The Ornn is level 15, while the Malphite is just now hitting level 14. And they instantly go for Nash as well, because Washed and Aware had a late death, which can be very crucial as a jungler. He will only respawn in 10 seconds and needs to walk all the way towards the Baron. And even with Chemtech Blast Plants, he should not be ready in time to contest this Baron.
Yeah, I usually do the math and I say it's at least 10 seconds, but now we're trying to contest this. Nash will go down to the smite. Wobo will be in trouble here, but will he actually go down? He will jump over the wall, and he gets finished while he charges his ult by Mom from Fiesta. But meanwhile, Flex also in the fight. Washed and Aware also joining. Flex, can you be a hero here? He will get smashed by Mundo, but Mundo counter-smashed instantly. Shut down for Washed and Aware, and the fight is still going on. But I can only see Boxer there slowly going down. Tank, by the way, I Make Business teleported back to the action, will get jumped onto by Washed and Aware. He goes golden with a sliver of health and triple kill for Washed and Aware. Now it's a 1 versus 1 top lane versus support, and I think you just walk away from this one because you want to stay alive and want to keep at least 1 Nasher buff.
That sounds like this movie that everyone watches on New Year's Eve, right? Baron for one. It's just Leo having the Baron overall because it was kind of disastrous. Bobo dies while channeling the True Barrage to the mom of Smolder. Then the DPS was kind of missing. Ibek Business also joining the fight way too late. He was extra TPing into it and then still got killed by Washington Aware. At least beforehand, he was nice enough to just time his Zonias very well with his Arcane Storm to deal a lot of damage to him. And it was Leo finishing off the rest of the crew on the side of Unicorns. And it's just Baron for Leo now. Not the best Baron in the world, but it is at least off the map for now.
Whew, okay. Okay. We calm down, everybody. Even though this wasn't a massive victory, we are still 6k ahead on the blue side for Absolute Frost. And I don't know if we have the scaling and the power spikes and the everything. I mean, Washed and Wear looked really strong suddenly, but now you have to defend mid lane. And, well, you just won't, apparently.
Yeah, you just won for now. Baron minions are still empowered because we have Leo on the Ornn here.
How many
still
stacks does the Smolder have?
Like 200 or something?
218! Okay, he's really close to the 225.
Here's the thing though, to execute somebody you have to get them low first, and I think there might be problematics on the way towards that. But with Washington Wear being so strong, it could happen. I mean, he's on the 3 items, right?
Exactly.
It's very strong.
That's a big fight. A lot of things getting called again. Heal slot. Can run away, but Flex is already dead. Now the dragon. Fiesta, can you survive? No, Leo gets a kill there. And Healslov, I just said you will get away, but I don't think you will anymore. Proxos was not in the fight. He's porting back to base now, and meanwhile Washed and Aware and Healslov, they have to defend this somehow. But it will be hard.
It will be hard, but at least they got Voro again in the backline with Washington Aware diving very deep onto him, and also Praxas saving his ensemble force exactly for that moment. Voro even tried to get out with his barrier, with his flash, didn't manage to do so, but the price was still high, right? Flex on the Yasuo got one shot before he could hit his last breath, which was very unfortunate for him. The Stridebreaker not doing too many favors for him. And then it was just Voro dying, but to a very high cost on the side of Unicorns as they lose multiple members and also the inhibitor turret. But it was only the inhibitor turret, so it might be somewhat fine for them.
Oh, Lulu. Liu, it could be in trouble here. He cannot just walk out of this one, right? No way. He's so tanky. And even his ult will be eaten away by the wind wall. And there is a shutdown for Washed and Aware. Well, now you have to deliver. And honestly, Washed and Aware, he is delivering. I think he can rename himself to Unwashed and Aware or something. But yeah, Dragon will be spawning in about 20 seconds. And it's going to be hard without your top lane front line.
It will be, but he will have teleport, so it might be fine.
Well, there is Mom getting called in, Washed and Aware. He gets a big shield from his W. Now Mundo. This is the front line that we've been talking about. And fun fact, he's not level 16 yet, so this could be a big one, or maybe it doesn't matter after all. Really good Tiefenladung right there. Mundo in the front line. As I said, not level 16. Proxos jumping in there and flashing back out instantly. Washed and Aware is a good angle, but he doesn't really find a victim, a target. And there's the teleport from the Forge God. And Proxos also thinking about doing the same, going back to base and probably teleporting straight into the fray again. But does it really matter? Because he doesn't have ult. And this dragon, it is sole point for one team here. So of course that team is trying to get it. Can we see a smite steal? Washed and Aware, he will just get deleted. Beautiful focus there. Now meanwhile, Fiesta could be out of position there. Leo not having the Call of the Forge God up quite yet, but it could come up any second now, and they might decide to chase further, but they will not. Instead, we will see resets here.
Yeah, reset and just push, but the fight was actually closer than it looked, right? Because Volvo really had to respect a lot of backline engage on towards him, washed it away, of course, in the flank, and also the ensemble force from Praxas, which was beautifully arcane shifted away by him, so he didn't get hit by it. And also with Leo not being alive for a long part of this fight, this looked kinda close, but Leo actually managed to respawn in time, as the rest of the team was buying time for him, and with him rejoining with the TP, even without the Forge God, he was still a good body blocker to prevent anything from going south. And Washington Aware tried to steal the Drake, but he didn't have vision on it, so it looked kind of clownish of him to rejoin the pit and try to steal it. But he was just off by a couple thousand HP of the Drake, so it looked a lot dumber than it actually was. It was definitely a respectable attempt by him, it just didn't end up being at the right time.
That reminds me when I was streaming some of my games and we were behind and I was like, yeah, I have to go suicide now in game and jump into the pit, you know, and I just have to try to go for the steal right, even though it probably won't work out. You kind of just have to go for something, and here, well, we see the blue side going for something. Washington Aware is in my focus right now, because can he find the kill or will he just die? He gets the ult off, he's on I make business. Oh, we're going golden. Meanwhile, Flex also flashing out of there. Finally, Washington Aware will go down, and I think the hopes will go down as well. Here, Wobo and Washington Aware not in the fray anymore, but now Leo frontlining so much. Flex, meanwhile, not tanking as much as Leo is, and Leo is just unkillable. Fiesta, you are a smolder on 2 items, but he can not scratch the Forge God. Meanwhile, a triple kill for I make business, and yes, you are doing business. That is for sure. Now the teleport into the mid lane. I think this is just a game. Leo with the disrespect. Forge as well.
Celebration ultimate, I would say. And that's the game, I would say. Wowo dies, but he definitely took some time to die. And the real DPS machines actually have been I make business on the Victor. And of course, Dr. Mundo throwing in all the cleavers and hitting people with his suitcases. And that's game number 1. Half an hour of game time. Washington Aware still gets another kill. Number 10 for him. The 0-10 Yasuo power spike could not be reached. Only half of it. And with that, Frost Dawn takes game number 1.
Whew. Well, here we are. I think, considering everything, that game was way closer than it had any rights to be at this point. I thought maybe if Washed and Aware gets something done there, you know, and maybe he can kill the Victor, I make business, you know, and then maybe something can... but a lot of maybes, right, so...
Definitely, I mean, it was not that far off, I agree, and the game should have been more one-sided, especially with the way the lanes went, especially top lane and bot lane, but Flex in the mid lane was doing a surprisingly good job, I would say, and Washed and Aware had an amazing game within the loss. You know better than anyone in this podcast that juggling with losing lanes is very hard to do, and he managed to do just that. It didn't net him the win, but it definitely looked like a respectable performance from him, and maybe with some adaptations, Unicorns can strike back in game number 2.
Exactly, talking about game number 2, it is a best of 3, and we will be back in just a few minutes. And then we will see if this is another 2-0, and then the trend would still keep going, or maybe today on stream is the time to break the trend. We will see in a bit more than 5 minutes. See you then.
Try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything goes on. You were staring at the window, and I said I wanna take so scared of getting used to this. All the vines that keep you tethered in your room. Well, someday both of us are leaving here, but for now I'll just bring this tea to you. Will you meet me in the daylight like we did before? Then I felt you on my shoulder and you weren't suffering anymore. You said I'm sorry that you worry, but don't apologize. I told you to forget me, but you stayed by my side when I said, don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, and when we're gone, everything goes on.
Hello, my friends. We are back with. Oh, look at the timing. Immaculate. Wow, this timing. We will have Absolute Frost Dawn on the same side, on the blue side. So let me just look scores on. Yep, because they are ahead one game now. Maybe blue side is broken. Maybe Absolute Frost is broken. We gotta be honest here. We have talked a little bit about the Yasuo build, and we both agreed that it was not the yellow from the egg, as we like to say in German. Quincy, what else is to say about the first game, and of course the adaptation that is to be made in the second game?
Yeah, I mean, top lane was kind of rough because Ornn should not win against Malphite by 20 plus CS early on without jungle attention, which happened. So Leo definitely performed very well in the lane. Also on the bot lane, White Boxer and Vovo getting those isolated 2v2 kills with the Nautilus hook all-ins looked very, very great. On the losing team side, White Flex individually, we didn't like the Stridebreaker of the Yasuo, let's get this out of the way. But his laning performance was fine, maybe even good against the Victor.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, and Wash and Aware on the Echo was insanely well. So, or did insanely well, I would say. So, let's wait and see what they will bring in the second game, as they definitely get my hopes up towards a potential 1-1 score after game number 2.
Exactly. You can see the fearless bans here, so all those champions will not be available to be picked in this series anymore. Oh, I see there's Elo discussion, some hurt egos in the chat or something. I should probably not even mention it, but
that's
I'm in
what
the same
all
boat.
this game is about.
I'm in the same boat,
we-
okay? I haven't seriously played ranked for, what, a year or two now, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's excuse number 1, you hear it?
Exactly. But yeah,
that's-
I expected a lot of things, but it is time for the Pokemon. If you still know that reference, then you know the Skarner pre-rework. Quincy will explain it to you in a second, and then he will talk about the Skarner pick in itself.
Ghana is what he said pre-work when he was in the bush, and I think spamming his joke, I would say. So that's what was removed, I think. So I hate this champion. Either way, you can counter pick Skarner. That's why I don't like blind pick Skarner that much. Zaya locked in with the Feather Storm. You can counter the Impale, and also Skarner has to walk towards the Zaya, which Zaya generally likes because she can use a Blade Caller for the snare. And yeah, what else would they pick? Belvev could also be an option, right? Warring Maelstrom, huge damage reduction, could help against the Skarner. And in the direct melee matchup, Belvev should be able to beat him as well.
Yeah, but then you lock yourself into a certain... Oh my god, you are a legend, sir. You are the Oracle. Fassa's Oracle, some might even say. I think you lock yourself in a certain direction of play, though, right? If you play it like that. I think you're a bit open to being outranged now, but yeah, at the same time, meh. It's really hard to say. I just don't know how good Belvev in general is in the current meta. Because I'm personally more of a Jarvan Xin enjoyer, you know, Vi, whatever, Wukong. And Belvev is a good carry answer into Skarner, but it locks you into this carry jungle playstyle, right?
It kind of does, right? That's a negative thing, right? And Belvev is kind of a tricky champion because she is an infinite scaler, but that doesn't mean she can just chill in the early game and fall behind. Because if she falls behind, she doesn't get, I think it was attack speed or AD per level. I think attack speed per level was it. She doesn't get it at all because of her passive, where she gets it per takedowns on jungle monsters and on kills and assists. So she has to do something to really stay towards the curve. And if she doesn't get that, she's kind of screwed. But this is wasn't aware, right? I think he will manage somehow to hold up as Jinx and Syndra get locked in for the carry side of Absolute Frost Dawn. And those are definitely strong champions if they get rolling as well.
Oh, definitely. And honestly, I like the combo in itself. Syndra can stun somebody and, you know, use all her abilities basically. I wanted to start like, but no, she just uses everything. She kills someone. If the person isn't dead yet in game, then you still have the Jinx traps to chain CC, and then you go crazy as Jinx because your passive will trigger. Man, I would feel Viego so much in this comp, by the way, but it has to be Skarner, I guess. But
I mean, they could
Yeah.
still go Scarlet top lane, right, and put Big Viego for jungle. Scarlet top lane was a thing in competitive, but it wasn't a thing for long
Yeah,
because it was just too strong. Either way, they ban the sign away now from not Etona. Etona's a jungle from Leo, of course. But what else does Leo offer to the table? That's what I will check. Vladimir is his most played champion. Actually, Viego is second most champion, despite him being a top laner. But Vladimir, of course, already taken out. Maybe Viego top lane actually is the way to go now.
only if he has the 200 buck skin, honestly. The free Döner skin, if you remember that one. In Switzerland, the Viego skin is about free Döners, as we have learned. But no, honestly, I'm up for some wild stuff. But at this point, just put the Skarner into the jungle and get yourself a really good top lane matchup or a solo carry. Because I think top laners they are so important right now. Especially in the seasons with all the plates up all the time, you know, not them basically running out and just getting lost after 14 minutes.
I love this
Yeah.
change, by the way. I'm Yorick player, so I mean, more money on side lane is always a good thing. Either way, they lock at the Braum together with the Ziggs. Not a strong lane in general, but could be good for the team comp overall. Skarner definitely does not want to just walk towards the Braum through his walls as he can. And also a tool to block a potential scatter combination from Syndra or the Unleashed Power to be tanked by the Braum side, or even the Jinx ultimate could also be tanked by the Shield of the Unbreakable. So now, what are they picking? Another ranged bot lane, of course, for the support position, as Braum hates to play against double ranged bot lanes, and now he has to do that. Jinx Karma for the side of Absolute Frost, and what will be their
Yes.
final pick? They have to blind pick the top lane, so it should be something safe. If they are spicy, they just look at the Gangplank for Leo. He was done very well in game 1. Gangplank is 1v9 champion, and he, due to his remove scurvy orange ability, cannot get hard countered that easily as well.
That is true, and it will be the Aatrox. And I
Hope
hope,
to
of
see
course,
game one.
that is Aatrox top lane, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you
100%.
could go Aatrox jungle Scar top lane, but I would not recommend that, as the alternative is just better.
Yeah. Also, what is a BV, by the way? You mentioned something in chat.
Belveth.
But
You were
already
complimenting me
saw
for predicting the
Bell.
Belveth.
Why
Yeah,
are you
well, we saw
exposing
that.
yourself?
Because I don't want to take fake praise, I want to take actual praise. I mean,
I see.
I will probably say one smart thing or two within the game, so you can praise me for that instead. That's better.
Will you, though? Yeah,
In
probably.
before I won't, which would also be very funny, right? And then I can just glaze myself for entertaining the audience, which is also not a bad thing. Either way, they look at the Poppy last, which is good into the Aatrox, but with Poppy counters, I'm sometimes a bit worried, because usually a Poppy counter pick doesn't really destroy the other top laner, right? They usually just neutralize them, because the Poppy doesn't just straight up kill the matchup she counters, as she doesn't really have the damage for that. On another note, I have seen some Poppy builds with like Fimbulwinter, Sundered Sky, who deal surprisingly a lot amount of damage.
Oh, I absolutely feel like a bruiser or... Okay, I don't know if you want to go Eclipse or something like that, but there are some items that synergize really well with Poppy. You don't have to go full tank. I think she can take some bruiser items, like I think Sterox I have seen
Yes.
a few times.
Yeah, and Sundered Sky. And if she goes T item, might as well go Muramana, right? Fimbulwinter isn't necessary. She probably will go
Exactly.
Fimbulwinter though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay, so...
let's see, because in the first game, the Poppy player got smashed by Leo, so there's definitely some revenge plot going on for the side of, what was his name? Praxas was his name, sorry. Who also has most played Viego, by the way. What is up with the Swiss top laners? Is just Switzerland called like that? That Viego has to go top lane? I mean, you would not be the one to follow this rule at least. That's what I know. But apparently many top laner in Switzerland play Viego.
The thing is, top laners don't really exist in Switzerland. They are a myth. If you're looking for a Swiss top laner, then you basically have to just find somebody that just plays League competitive, and you have to be like, hey, do you want to roll swap to top lane? We will give you a free cookie per week or something, you know, if you stay top lane, and then you have to do something like that. Everything else just... Exactly,
So if I keep-
Sioser is the only top laner that plays top lane because he wants to play top lane, probably.
So if I move to Switzerland, I could just play top lane competitively for a Swiss team instantly.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
Okay,
much.
so if I keep staying jobless, I might just do that. Sign me up.
Let's go. Oh,
You can
look
pay
at
me
the
in
praise.
Toblerone or something.
Oh, true. Quadra is a really good top laner. I just know when I played competitive league. I mean, that's 7 years ago or so. No, 27. The Legend 27 years ago.
20 years ago.
Exactly. How old am I again? Anyways, I know we have always been struggling for top lanes, and top laners were always some autofill. Hell, even I played some top lane because it was your job, sometimes to just go top lane because nobody wanted to play that lane. But now with the platings,
And then they just gave you Maokai top lane back in the day in the meta, or like Malphite, and then you just did your job, right? Or maybe even Ornavy already was released back then.
I remember an entire tournament at Polylon where basically almost all teams just tried to first pick Ornn, and then one team started to counterpick it with Trundle, and people realized that this works even if you're not a top lane main. There was basically an entire meta, I want to say evolving, but maybe it was also devolving inside the tournament.
I totally understand this. Like they all play on at first, then people see where you can actually counter pick him. Pick Trundle, pick Camille, pick Illaoi top lane maybe. It's not
No,
that
no,
hard.
no. Camille needs skill. You can't just first time Camille. That doesn't work.
But Illaoi is surprisingly easy, and she absolutely destroys all in lane.
Yeah, but
by the way.
Trundle
Maybe
goes.
You should have went into this. Yeah, you just right click the on, and if you have ult, you press R before right clicking him. Yeah.
And you need to press Q sometimes.
And the middle laner can play Silas, right? So you can just have the insane AP Forge God.
Oh man, good old times. Who in chat has been at a Polylon? Come on, hit me with your greetings from the Polylon. Anyways, we haven't really been talking too much about the bigger picture here, draft-wise. Do you have any final comments on the draft itself?
No, I don't.
So who will win this game?
I think Absolute Frost is just better, so they will win. I think Unicorns made a good adaptation by getting the Poppy as last pick, because that's actually a good matchup for her. However, I don't trust Praxis in lane. He looked very lackluster in the lane itself. Teamfights were okay by him, but laning phase not so much. So I think this will maybe backfire for them. And bot lane is just not a good matchup for them. I think Woe and Boxer will just perma push them in.
So you're not really believing in our guys, huh?
Yes. I just saw one, not stomp, but a very decisive win by Absolute Frost, and I think they are the better team, so they will probably win 2-0.
Honestly, I feel like... Well, first of all, I feel like I'm in-game way too soon. But on another note, I
That's
feel
worrying.
like
It doesn't happen
Unicorns,
usually.
they put up a fight, They did a lot of things, actually. They made it look close at certain points. Anyways, can it load? I want to go in-game. Hello. Leak. My leak client is not used to being in-game that fast. It just doesn't work. That's amazing.
Yeah. I'm already on like 2 minutes, by the way.
Wait, you're
You didn't miss
already on
much?
2 minutes?
Yeah, and I don't even have that much of a great computer, I would say. I'm considering upgrading it, because it's so lackluster when I stream myself.
Well, my PC works, but
Do you need screen share?
no.
Can we
I
join?
mean, it
If you do, tell me. We can cook something.
we could definitely cook something, but yeah, that's weird. Yeah, you can just listen to the action, guys.
Yeah.
You can just listen.
What
to
I
the
can
action.
spoil is nothing happened in the first 2.5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
A
definitely.
small lane leads over the board for Absolute Frost Dawn. Nothing too big. But Praxis just got
top lane
comboed and
first,
solo killed.
Oh come on!
Yes.
Wait, let me refresh that thing. I'm a pause at 220, and
okay.
I'm a refresh.
You paused it.
Yeah, I'm a pause at 220.
Okay. I'm at 221. Unpause and tell me when you unpause.
That is weird. The chat is already really attached.
But at least Praxis has fans, so at least he has that going for him. He might not have many CS or many kills or many assists, but he has fans.
That he does.
It's more important than winning the game.
I got this fixed in just a second.
I'll wait for you. Don't worry. I won't spoil either. Meanwhile, I can talk a little bit about the matchups, right? Because I think Unicorns got good matchups in theory, at least aside from bot lane, which is kind of cooked. Dire Brahmin to Jinx Karma is not a very playable lane. It will be good in teamfights later on if they stay somewhat even. Ziggs into Syndra seems like fine for me. Both scaling mid lanes, just ping pong waves between each other, right? They are also exactly equal CS at the moment. And top lane, yeah, in theory it's a good matchup, but I think even if the Poppy plays this very well, I don't think Artworks hard loses this. So, do we do
Okay,
like a
there we
3,
go.
2, 1 and pause? Or?
Okay, yeah, 3, 2, 1. On pause, and we're looking at top lane. Sorry for that little delay there. But yeah, we can see Proxos giving us his best Poppy play. But as we have already spoiled a little bit, Liu, he was really strong in the first game on his Ornn. And now he is on the Aatrox. You see the Infernal Chains. You see all the Qs connecting. And that is how he gets his first blood. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, Infernal Chains, very strong tool to just pull it back in. That's him one wave ahead, one solo kill, and the first blood bonus ahead. So already 800 gold towards Absolute Frost Dawn. Not a game breaker or anything, but definitely a good start.
Oh, an amazing start, honestly. I mean, the Poppy was kind of a counter pick into the Aatrox, and well, so far it is not working at all, sadly.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't happen. Let's see if it maybe stabilizes once she gets a little bit of items and experience. She can also later on use the Keeper's Verdict just to knock Aatrox away, or potentially even Aatrox and some jungler and some roaming mid laner and everything away, depending on how they will pilot it. But for now we see one longsword in her inventory, so she will go some offensive item at least. It won't just be Winter Rush.
Now that's my Proxos. I remember when I played her in the jungle, I think that was more or less after the rework. Man, I'm getting old, but we just went full lethality. We just went Humos first and it worked somehow, you know? You just one-shot somebody and then press W and walked away.
She makes great use of movement speed, right? I mean, the W also gives like passive movement speed. Then with the Yomus active, you can absolutely run people down and just knock them into walls. And the Hammer Shock has 2 instances of damage, right? And it's a lot of percentage speed damage.
Oh no, Skarner. Okay, we diffused it with a flash. Go on, Mr. Quincy.
Yeah, Praxis just flashes out and now he's rid of the flash. But it's only 2 caster minions on the side of Liu, so he can't really freeze it. But what he can maybe do is kill Praxis again. Praxis is just dead.
Oh, that's so sad. No, he's alive! He is a survivor.
Not for long.
Oh, never mind, the Skarner is there. Yeah, he will just... Wait,
It's
he
over.
will get... Skarner just killed Proxos with his own E, basically. Now that's ironic, isn't it?
It kinda is, yeah. Definitely a sad death for him. But it looked dumber than it was because he was trying to get the wave in before he dies, because he was like, I will die anyway. I don't think he could have gotten out of this long lane situation there. But definitely not the best start he could have hoped for, right? Now he's down 2 full waves, 3 full waves. The solo kill, the first blood difference, and also the assist now. A plate now for Leo to make it even worse. And yeah, he's 1k gold down. Let's not sugarcoat it.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Alice, you need to show the sponsor.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's way better.
The
Thanks.
full overlay was gone at least. So nobody can claim that you hate Red Bull or anything. Don't worry.
No, again, we had some technical...
It grew wings. Yeah.
It grew wings and it...
Chat knew. I stole that one from them.
Perfect. But man, yeah, I think I really like just the approach here. I can already hear the comms. Leo was like, hey guys, last game I kinda smashed this Proxos guy. So what if I get a carry instead of Ornn and then I can just take over the game? And what if our jungler gives me some attention as well and then I can take over the game even harder? And well, so far I think the plan just perfectly works.
Yeah, also he's like one step ahead of us even. Like in the first draft I called, just to pick Aatrox there into Malphite. Very good matchup, very good angle overall. And he just didn't pick Aatrox because he knew he was winning lanes on tanks anyway. And so he already had Aatrox ready for game number 2.
Watch that aware, he doesn't have a jump. Now he has 2 of them, but he's already dead. And that means it is not a snowballing Belveth in the early game, but to put it into perspective, Washed and Aware was also having a rough early game in the first game, and you know, he still did a lot of work in the late game, so I'm
Yes,
looking forward to
but
it.
now he's on Belveth. down level 5 to level 6 against the enemy jungler, down the first wake as well.
Business
Bot
in
lane
mid
never
lane.
has prio, will be hard for him.
Oh, there is the bomb, there is the flash, counter flash. I think one more auto attack, but it will not be found here. Oh, I make business. He is good at walking out of sticky situations, and he does it once more. Oh,
That
meanwhile,
he
Flex
does,
though.
and Itona is very excited. Flex has no flash.
Yes, Garner is looking kinda dead to me, and will give over the kill to Flex.
Yeah, that's one of the 7 deadly sins, right? The greed that came out of Itona there, trying to get the flashless Flex. But doing it 1v2 against the Belbev not the best idea. Flex get the kill, 1 assist for the Belbev. And maybe that's exactly what Washington needs, right? You mentioned it last minute, basically. That he also recovered from a bad early game in the first game.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. Ultimate for ultimate. Featherstorm for Super Mega Uber Death Rocket of Destruction of Doom. That's what it's called.
Jawohl.
Right?
Yeah, that's the name. Mega Inferno Super Mega Death Rocket.
Of Doom.
Or something like that. Of Doom, yes.
of Doom. Arcane.
And that's a bad spot because they now are ultless on bot lane. They still have summoners, but they will keep getting pushed in. It also probably will drop another plate before Vovo can base, and Vovo can just base with how much gold? Here's on more than 1000. So he could just go Zerkos or maybe just get a pickaxe to finish, or not to finish his first big item, but to get way closer to completing the first item.
Washed and aware. 3 dashes left, 2 dashes left, and they are probably in the wrong direction. Yeah, he gets the ult there. Now the hammer will not really find anything. Liu will not find a great ult because the world ender, well, it just ended, kinda. So I guess this is still good because in the end, if I look at the gold, we have a big lead for our blue side. Absolute Frost.
Was kind of decent for Unicorn's Irgendöppis, right? They at least denied the free Void Grub buff, which was surprising considering the overall game state, as the lanes were all kind of in the losing spot. Now they might just go for a dive into Praxis, who does not have his Keeper's Verdict, but what he should have is the Setter's Presence to deny the Skarner from just dashing in with the Ishtal Impact. And if he chooses to do so, the Belvev from Moshadua is ready for a counter gang.
Exactly. Whoa, the Impale will hit though. Proxas dropping low, but Liu also dropping low. Who will die first here? Both are dropping so low. Both basically die at the same time. And now it is jungler versus jungler. And while Skarner is really tanky, does he have enough damage to take on Washed and Aware? Well, he makes it seem like it, but he retreats because he knows he does not have the consistent damage for it.
He doesn't, and also Endless Banquet would still be up for Watch and Aware. It's just a 1-for-1, and Itona can at least walk out as a Skarner and grab some of the wave and also the Remoras from Belvev, the little minions that she can get from a passive. And Liu, yeah, sad that he died there for him probably, but he still finishes his Volcanic Cyclo Sword as his first item. A first item that I don't usually see, so I'm interested to see how this will go. It definitely makes good use of the movement speed, right? So it could be very nice in the Poppy matchup, as he won't dash as much.
That could be true, yeah. It's also an item that I don't really see too much. Is there movement speed on the item, or am I blind?
I think I might have been Mandela affected. Apparently it isn't.
Well,
What does Shift say?
meanwhile, in the top lane, Fly... wait, Liu is squashing them like flies. Holy
Yes.
cow. This looked like a decent gank angle, and then suddenly it looks like an absolute disaster. Liu just taking both out.
Yeah, 1v2 double kill for the World Ender. And that might have ended the Unicorns' world, at least for now. Almost 5000 gold lead at 11 minutes. Botlane also getting another push. They don't get a 2v2 kill, but they force Xayah out of the lane. And they will just keep stomping this matchup. Yeah, what I hallucinated about with the Volcanic Cycle is the following. It makes you stack energized attacks faster. And the energized items usually scale with moving around or dashing around. So it will be synergetic as long as he...
Fiesta in bot lane might be in trouble here, getting CC to hell and back. Will somehow miraculously get out. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Flex is having a rough day here, because that is the second death in this game and the second kill for I Make Business.
Yeah, that's his first solo kill. So currently the whole map on fire, and Watch and Aware in a very dicey spot, I would say. not really jealous of his situation right now, as bot lane is losing the first turret, which will increase the gold even further, and now also Drake spawns, which will probably get taken before Vovo on the Jinx goes for his first reset. This would mean that they are very close to getting a Drake soul stack win condition, even before the 23rd minute.
No, that would be absolutely crazy if, yeah, if we can go for that. That is one dominant game. And honestly, I think the first game looked, I mean, it looked dominant as well, but it looked way closer compared to this one. Because now at 12 minutes, we have a 7,000 gold difference almost, and that is a statement.
Yeah, that's a bit much for this state of the game at least. And also, this time they don't really scale better, right? They scale equal, I would say. So it's not looking too hot for them. As we see, Sundor already on 67 stacks. Haha, nice number. Second Drake gets taken. Leo 2 levels ahead onto Praxas right now. Basically, very massive lead for them. And
Oh,
Unicorns need the miracle to come back.
Flex flashing, the Jinx slow there to make sure he won't die. It's just such a tough one. Praxas trying to find the clip into the wall there. Will it work out this time? World Ender will start, and well, we take that as a small W already on the side of Unicorns. Because yeah, you don't want that disaster to repeat itself. Now Flex in mid lane, he will get burst down. And it's a tough one.
On.
Yeah.
And Healslove was not able to block the unleashed power of the Unbreakable, which is very sad to see. Now Blax goes down, mid lane T1 turret also falling, which makes Unicorns lose a lot of map control. Already 8,000 gold down at 14 minutes. And were you also scared for the two people ganking Liu and not for Leo when he
Yes.
pressed World Ender? Yes, you were, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a learning curve, right?
But honestly, at this point, Liu, he's playing with his food there. Proxas pressing the W button and trying to run. Oh, that is smart. That is really smart. And it doesn't matter that you haven't hit Boxer. It matters that you have hit Liu, because he is the danger right now. And if the danger is not in your face, well, you will just survive.
Yeah, I mean, Dreammaker, Echoes of Hylia, Support Karma will not kill you there. So it's just important that you hit Leo with the Keeper's Verdict, as you said. So Crisis avoided for the moment at least, but I see one plate on the top lane tier 1 turret, and this will probably go down to 0 very, very soon as Leo gets another push, a full wave on towards the turret. This would mean that all the outer turrets are broken after a quarter of an hour of gameplay time.
Man, Leo is kinda solo boloing that game right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, every lane
He actually
is...
isn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
they are all
every lane.
thumping.
Yeah, every lane is having a good performance, but Leo makes it look like, you know, he's the only one that has just smashed a 1 versus 2 so far.
That's absolutely true. But it's definitely everyone performing. I mean, last game it was a quiet start for I Will Make Business at least, and I was not too happy with Etona on the Mundo, as he was kind of getting jungle diffed with 3 winning lanes, which shouldn't happen. But at least he won the game, so it was kind of alright, and he was team fighting well, to his own credit there. But this game is an absolute stomp for now, and I think the only thing that maybe saves Unicorns is a caster curse. I think we need to talk about the game like it's already over.
I'm getting hungry when I look at this Braum, by the way. Anybody else getting hungry? I don't know.
Is it kebab on?
It's
Must be, right?
It's kebab Braum, yes.
Ah. But does he still make it for 350?
Yeah, I
Probably doesn't.
don't think so. He makes it. He makes 3 for the Viego's Exalted skin.
And he probably doesn't make it for 350 in Switzerland anyway
No,
either,
you-
right?
no,
Because
you
it never
can't.
was a 350 döner.
No, we don't have that here. Ah,
You don't
Flex!
anymore either. Even in Germany, you have to pay like $5 for the cheapest.
Okay,
kebab.
that was a good knock up there. Teleport also coming into the mid lane from blue side. Boxer will survive for quite long. And now we might be in trouble here. We see Liu jumping in there with the World Ender. We see a good Impale. We see so many red health bars that are just dropping lower and lower. Flex and Proxos, they can run away to tell the tale. But at the same time, Fiesta and Healslov, the bot lane, they wanted a bit too much. The teleport from Liu was certainly good, but it was not worst case.
Not worst case, but we are talking about not worst case when they just lose a 2 for 0 and lose another turret and get another Herald charge towards probably the inhibitor turret.
Oh no!
As we see, Watch and Aware gets cancelled, oh no.
Washed and aware. This doesn't look fair anymore.
Yeah.
Oh!
Profane Hydra also very
Missed the
good for
turret.
this. Yeah, Mr. Turret. That's
Nobody
like the
saw
saving grace for unicorns for now.
Nobody saw that. The next charge though might... No, he doesn't charge and he just dies. Proxos looking for a flank here. Will this work? He is seen. He will get charged on by Skarner. He will get stunned and he will get stunned and then the balls will fly in his face and he will die. There is the bomb from Flex, but it doesn't really do too much because while yes, I make business and Boxer are really low, they aren't dead, so you will not get the shutdown. Tough luck.
Yeah, it's important. No shutdowns to give, so unicorns right now so poor they probably can't afford a kebab in Switzerland. At least they have the bomb for that. You can craft it on its own, but the damage is still done. Tier 2 turret in top lane falling, Drake number 3 spawning. This one will probably get taken very quickly by Vovo, who's already on 2.5 items on the Jinx.
Oh man. The C44. It's just a weird item, but I think I like it in this situation.
Yeah, it got buffed so often that it's actually a good first item now. Before it was not even a good last item on AD carries. But especially on AD carries with a lot of range, it definitely does its job. As you deal more damage, the farther the projectiles travel. Maximum damage at 500 range already. So you don't even need to have that much range to use it. But definitely nice to use on somebody like a Jinx, like a Caitlyn for example. I also have seen Jhin build it.
Oh yeah, true. I remember that, yeah.
And you get 100 range if you kill someone.
And you
Well,
want to
even
do
get
that
an assist.
anyways on Jinx,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you get excited, yeah. It's basically the same passive, but instead of bonus movement speed and attack speed, you get 100 range. And Jinx with additional range is a very scary concept in general, I would say.
I mean, if you look at the effective range then from the rockets itself, you know, because if you stand next to your tank but still like 100 or 200 range away, you might still get hit by the explosion. And yeah, anyways, we're talking about Vovo here. And at the same time, I mean, he's playing a good game, don't get me wrong. He is the backup win con. Now, Boxer, is he caught or will he be the bait here? He will get shot down. That is the first shutdown picked up. And he will not be a bait after all. So, this is maybe the redemption arc. It's a tough one.
In chess, I would say that was an accidental sacrifice.
Oh,
As
Liu.
Liu might fall
Liu on
from
top
Sane,
lane.
but it's
Can
Liu.
he one versus the world? He gets a kill, flashes away, and his Darkin Blade might be up very soon. Now I Make Business also coming in for the help, and this is such a tough one. Liu will finally die. Give over the shutdown to Flex. But I Make Business, he is taking it literal. Flex has to flash away. The bomb will not connect here. I Make Business, he will get whittled down though, gets a triple kill, and now Proxos is left alive with just a sliver of health.
And even the bad fights are still okay fights for the side of Absolute Frost Dawn, right? They didn't even fight with Jinx there. It was Boxer getting one shot as the start of it, and Leo was 1v4ing and winning for a while as he gets one kill, then gets outed first with the flash, and he gets flashed on by Fiesta. They actually managed to take him down, but for a very high cost. And even I Make Business goes down, but before that gets a
that's
whole
greedy.
triple kill with the Cinder.
Oh, that's so greedy. Proxos might find the flank here maybe, but no, Boxer is just running away. I think he drank a Red Bull, he grew wings, he pressed E, and he got away.
That's definitely what happened over there. As we see the Nibbler turret, which got free hit by Vovo for quite a while, is close to going down. Well, not quite going down, but it doesn't regenerate, so it will definitely fall in a very small time period. As the next wave will probably go in. But Baron is already live, and if you are so far ahead, you can probably just take the Baron. And Baron damage this game is even better than last game. But no, they don't have an Aswell in the bot lane. They have an actual hyper carry with the Jinx.
That is true. Wait, have you just called Ezreal not a hyper carry? Well, I
Yes,
guess I know what
he's
you
not
mean,
a hyper
yeah.
carry. Actually.
Not in a traditional sense, yeah, but I think
On another
Ezreal-
note, Vovo should recall. He's on 2,300 gold.
2,500 at this moment. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of money, man. And he
Yeah,
agrees with
enough
you.
to buy a kebab.
Man. Good thing Red
In
Bull
Switzerland.
is cheaper, right? Good thing.
Definitely. It's almost a full Phantom Dancer he bought, by the way. Like, he was on a single crit cloak, and now it's a full Phantom Dancer, and another longsword on top. And these Encircles as well, we don't see it in the bottom, we see it on the side now, with the wall quests showing over there. So this game should just be a formality for Absolute First Dawn, but I have seen many Baron throws, so I won't call it over just yet.
I mean, it's 15,000 gold. Let's be honest here. That is a massive lead. You can just compare the items. I'm a bit confused how Liu is not on the third item yet, but I think, yeah, the next backport will change that immediately. But hey, as long as the gold is in your pocket, it is not a stat, or, you know, it's not used. Now, meanwhile, Liu looks super, super scary even with just 2 items. He will be a bit low here, but can he get the kill on Flex? Yes, he can! Finding another one, Flex. Just underestimating the Aatrox here, and Proxas overestimating his own mobility. Still has the flash, but will decide to not use it now with the Blast Cone. The Avengers are here with the Impale. We will also buy some time on the Skarner. And Washed and Aware is just trying to get out somehow, but man, it will be a difficult task. Using a beautiful E there, but still getting crushed by all the ults there and everything. Especially I Make Business with the 9 kills and the Robodons is just so strong right now. Fiesta with a big task ahead of him, trying to scare away Liu.
Now they just can choose what they want to do. What they can just push for an end, maybe even, but the death times are kind of short. They probably can't end right away, but they still just can keep pushing. And there's also like the soul spawning for them to take.
Yes, getting a kill there. Proxas in the gray screen, and Fiesta taking so much chip damage. That's just the fate of an attack damage carry in this game called League of Legends. Flex also eating a lot of damage from I Make Business here. Hitting those Qs like it's nothing, making it look easy. But of course, with the money difference, it is kinda easy at this point if you are the blue team, if you are Absolute Frost Dawn. No minions to help you knock at the inhibitor, though I Make Business, he really wants to find something there. A little bit of a misplay. He keeps on tanking some turret shots here, Washed and Aware. I mean, Washed and Aware is on a reset champion as well, kind of, so it could be a hefty price, but of course, you have so much money. Proxas on the top lane, getting a kill there. Liu, still the absolute monster he is right now. The raid boss he is. He does not have his ultimate, so this might be the end for him, but he's just so tanky because of the level, because of the items. Flashing forward, hitting Fiesta for a ton, but not finding the kill, not finding the reset, as his team has abandoned him already because they are low as well.
But do they know that Soul is up? They just currently move towards Baron. Kind of an unclean finish attempt by them as they take 3 inhibitors, which should permanently lock the Unicorns Irgendöppis within their base. But they aren't really going for the Soul right now, which kind of worries me. Not actually worries me, but I think I want to criticize this a little bit, as the Soul would be much easier to take with the 3 people that are still alive compared towards the Baron. And there actually was a small time window where Unicorns could have rushed this straight down to deny the Soul. But they didn't expect that. Of course, Absolute Frost Dawn doesn't go for it, so now they will eventually take it. But this was a little sloppy by the side of Absolute Frost Dawn, and it might be something that the other teams within the tournament could punish them for if they happen to do it against them.
Yeah, definitely. And can we also talk about how this Soul makes Liu just like twice as strong? At least it feels like it.
Yeah, it does. Like, the Aatrox is probably the tankiest champion in the game. Which he probably already was before, to be fair. Like, the Skarner has more base tankiness, right, but he doesn't just heal to fall if he auto-attacks once. And the Aatrox absolutely does that. With the Deathbringer stance, with the Death's Dance, and also with Chemstone on top of that. He just doesn't take damage, and if he happens to take a little bit of damage, yeah, he instantly heals it back up.
And aware, he is not aware of the team waiting for him. Again, I cannot blame him. He has to go for something here. It is a dire situation. But of course, Absolute Frost, they will not let them cook. They will just, yeah, they will clean the kitchen up. That's what they are doing right now, and it's a 5 versus 4.
I hate it when they do this. cleaning up the kitchen. I just want to keep up. Either way, they want the win. They're going
They
for
want
it.
to win, yes. Okay. Final turret will be taken. And the Nexus is just waiting for the taking as well. Heelslav going down. Fiesta also going down. Vovo going absolutely crazy with the passive, with the C44. And this is game number 2. We will continue the trend of the 2-0s. And I say this is a deserved one. We will see. Another 2-0.
We will see. Yeah, another 2-0, and I hate to say it, but it wasn't really a close one. Kind of 1 hour of a game time overall. A very exciting storm in the second game. Flex already typing in the chat, we see that, of course. As what can we say about the second game, right? I mean, Flex in the mid lane held up quite well, at least towards the later stages, right? He definitely still dealt damage, but all lanes kind of got smashed in the second game. Let's not sugarcoat this one. And Itono on the Skarner also had some decent plays. But Washington aware in the second game, I was not too fond of the Belveth pick, I gotta say. Like, he was also in a very rough situation, of course. Like, you have to build a lot of damage, but then you don't get the tankiness, but you kind of need both, and you can't pick both, because you're so behind overall.
Exactly. Now, if we're talking about the game and the series, we will have a guest in an interview as well, and I will just give the go to have Etona join us here. And there he is. Hello, good.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Do you hear me correctly?
Congratulations for those amazing games here.
Thank you, thank you.
So, you wanna give us a little introduction real quick?
Alors, me, I'm Etona, I am the president of Absolute Frost, and I play with the team for the league. And I am the jungle in the game.
The most important role, of course.
Yes.
Yes? We have to. agree on that one.
No.
I'm a jungle main as well. Come on, it is the most important role.
Just
say-
no,
No, yes.
not now. Yeah, okay, yes. Not in that season, the ADC is better currently for me.
What? No.
Yeah.
This is full
I
on
think-
delusional. Anyways.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now Quincy also
Yes.
became Etona, by the way. This is amazing.
Yes.
Yes, I did. Why do you play with streamer mode? Show your name out there if you're playing so well. What is up with that?
What do you mean by that?
You are on streamer mode, so when we spectate the game, we see
I
Dr.
can-
Mundo or
Yes,
Skarner, and we don't see Etona.
I can explain that. It's a personal choice because I don't like to see the nickname of the people in solo queue. Then I put the streamer mode, so it's right. Mundo, Jinx, Vega.
So you forgot to change it for competitive. That's what you want to say.
Maybe yes. Yes,
Okay.
too. Next time I will change it.
Okay, because you can still like change it in the settings, right? To like
Yes, but
champion
some-
name.
But sometime it's come back to the nickname. It's very boring.
Okay, so it's why it's fault.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but I put the streamer mode, so I am free in the game when I go solo queue.
Okay, thanks.
I see. So, I'd imagine you have, good spirits in the team right now. That's how I would probably say it. Are you happy with today's performance, or what do you think?
We are happy because your team is not really your main team. It's in Absolute First because it's a mix on my team and the other team. We are a mix because the rule in Alpine League it's we need 5 Swiss citizens. Then we do a mix. Then we are not we don't play always together. Me have my team and bad. For example, Bussy Boxer and me, I play with Wowo and Liu. We are a mix. Then we are happy for the what we do today. We are happy for the win, and I hope we can go top 3 in the tournament. But I'm not sure yet.
I see, yeah. So, do you want to tell me a little bit about the Skarner first pick? Is that something we can expect more often, or do you just think Skarner is really good
No.
right now?
Alors, I can tell you that my team like to have a tank jungle. And then I said I can go Skarner in first pick, even if I I don't remember the name of the jungle in the other team, but for example, if he take a counter, if he take a counter pick for me, my game plan is to farm and check the opportunity to gank. But I don't want. I will play safe. I will put ward, and for me it's okay. When we have a tank in jungle, for me it's okay.
I see.
How does it feel to play with a top laner who just 1v2s enemy top jungle?
Alors, that is not in your plan in the base, but yes, Liu it's very good in top lane, and I trust him for do 1vs2 or for have a good lane and go finish the lane in winning lane. For me, it's the most important. But I'm happy he can 1vs2, so we can play in the other maps. For example, we can gank in bot, we can trap in bot, we can take Drake like that.
Exactly. By the way, make sure to throw your questions in chat as well at your players here. You know, I want to have some questions from the chat as well.
Where is the question?
Yeah, I just said, you know, chat should ask some really important questions as well. That always goes really when they start asking questions like, when was the last time you had a rave or something like that? Perfect.
I have another question. Did you expect to stomp this hard, or did you expect to win in any way, or what was the expectation?
No, we don't accept to, because we lost to that team in the tournament last time. The qualification for the first division, they played Timo jungle. They win. Then we are thinking they will take again the Timo jungle, but we didn't see the Timo jungle. And but today we are happy because we do a good win versus the team in front. In the base, we just want to win, but I'm not sure we will do a good score like this.
Okay.
Definitely. So yeah, you said top 3 is the goal. I mean, that would be hype, right? Are there any teams you think will be spot 1 and spot 2 in the tournament right now?
I think Mind Sanity and SOS. I think. I'm not sure. I don't know all the team are playing in the league yet. Yes, for me, Swiss Ghost and Mind Sanity.
Okay, I mean, yeah, they are first and seconds in after the first stage, right?
Yes, exactly. But the team we are a little bit scared. It's Mind Sanity and Swiss Ghost. I don't know OGC Egg Swiss. I don't know them. But the other team likes be fine for us.
I see. Chat is asking about the Corki ban. Do you think Corki is strong, or was it a target ban?
The target ban. For be honest, it's a target ban. We check the OPGG and we see play a lot Corki. Then we said, do you want vs Corki? In the base, you have to plan to take it in your comp. But after we said no, but let's just ban the Corki and we can play other things.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, I gotta ask, what is your favorite skin line and what is your favorite skin in the game?
The Starguard Guardian. Before I was top lane and I am main Poppy in the past, and the skin I play always is the Star Guardian.
Good choice. Good taste, I think.
Yes.
Perfect. Quincy, do you have anything else to add?
Not really. I just want to give Itono the chance, like if there's anything he wants to say, like without other questions, like anything to the viewers or the fans or to his teammates who are probably listening right now. Is there anything?
Itona?
I think no.
You think no greetings to your mom and dad or something, or your teammates?
Oh, I can greet all the people. I see on the chat we have I have some player of Valorant of Absolute Frost are there, but thank you for Absolute Frost. The people come to the chat and thank you to my mate.
Perfect.
Voilà.
Perfect. In that regard, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you for the two, well, I'd say strong games, you know. Definitely a
Yes.
statement you made there.
It's a strong game. I didn't watch yet the replay, but I think we can be better than that, and we will train for be on the top 3 of the tournament.
I wish you good luck with that endeavor. And in that sense, guys,
Yes.
I hope you all have a good start into the short week. To everybody that had a free day today as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see each other again in exactly 1 week. Most likely, don't forget the League of Legends segment is usually Monday evening 19. That is a default stream date for the League of Legends department. Quincy, thank you so much for being with me today and casting. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
to all the viewers for viewing, for chatting, for lurking, for watching the VOD. You know who you are. And with that, we will see each other in a week. Goodbye.
Don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything goes on. You were staring at the window, and I said, I wanna take you to the sea. And when I'm better, we'll do everything. I've gotta stop making promises I can't keep. But if I was gone tomorrow, won't the waves crash on? Is it selfish that